Being a mother is one of the most sacred gifts God gives. Yet it is all too common that His amazing plan is taken out of the story of motherhood. The creation of a child in the womb, the sustaining of a growing life throughout a pregnancy, the delivering of a breathing baby into this world, all point to a God who is orchestrating it all.
Our journey into parenthood started about 5.5 years ago when we found out we were expecting our first. 9 months later, we got to celebrate Owen Roger being born into this life. He came out opinionated and big-headed and wonderful, and we enjoyed him for 1.5 years before we found out that I was going to be expecting our second. 9 months later, we welcomed Emma Ruth into the world, and we were a happy family of 4, 1 boy, 1 girl. Immediately, we felt the responsibility of raising our kids in the ways of the Lord, and just the privilege and the gift that the Lord has given us as parents. We weaned Emma, and a month later found out that we were expecting our third. I remember texting my close friends and my sisters and just saying to announce that we were pregnant. I'm excited to see what the Lord has for the Ty Greens and baby number 3. Looking back at that now, I can just really be reminded to trust the Lord's sovereignty and control over all things, because the next 2 years didn't play out exactly how we would have planned or wanted, but we can see the Lord's work through it all. We were excited to announce it to our friends and family, and a couple weeks later we were having our doubts with possible signs of a miscarriage, and we ended up losing our third. So after the loss of our third, it was just definitely more of a reality and a possibility that you could miscarry. I think before you ever experience complications in a pregnancy, you just don't expect those things to happen. You expect everything to go normal, and I guess that's just what we had expected, and it didn't turn out that way. We were definitely tested in our faith, just quietly, on whether we believed that God was in control of those things or not, and what kind of purpose they were going to play out in our lives. I'd say it was a hard testing, but it was a good testing. So we were thankful for that trial, to go through it as a family. It was the first real loss that we had experienced as a husband and a wife, and we grew through it. Lo and behold, a month later, which we didn't even know was possible, we found out that we were pregnant again with our 4th. But I went to the doctor and had an ultrasound done, and he said, yeah, you're pregnant. I see a viable heartbeat. I know that you've miscarried this last time, but I think that we shouldn't be worried or scared. So let's just stay healthy and see how the next couple months go. Yet in the back of my mind, there was the possibility and the reality that miscarriages aren't that uncommon. So just immediately started asking my close friends to be praying for me. We were a little bit more hesitant to announce this pregnancy, but we still knew that we couldn't keep it from our family and friends. Our church family, our parents, we knew that they would be praying for us and encouraging us and checking up on us, so it wasn't something that we wanted to keep from them. So I was sick with this pregnancy. Everything seemed to be going well with my prenatal appointments, and then at 12 weeks we found out that we were going to be expecting another boy. So at 15 weeks I went back to just confirm that it was a boy and that everything was going well, and I had my ultrasound and there was no heartbeat. And when I looked at the screen, the baby wasn't moving. And so the doctor just took a closer look and showed me a different scan of the baby, and you could see that there wasn't blood flowing through the baby. Honestly, just another deep swallow and a deep, Lord, I trust you. I have no idea what the next step is with this baby that's not alive in me anymore, but please help me. That night was one of the most memorable and hardest nights of our marriage, to just give birth to that baby, but not bring it into the world to get to celebrate its life, but to have to trust the Lord through mourning a second miscarriage. About 6 months later, we found out that we were pregnant with our fifth, and we felt like we had given my body a couple of months to recover, and that this was going to be just another journey of pregnancy, of trusting the Lord. I was sick, signs seemed good. We got to the 12-week mark, found out that it was another boy. We got to the 15-week mark, still viable heartbeat, everything looked good. I went into my 20-week appointment, and the ultrasound technician could not find a heartbeat for this baby boy, our fifth. And that night and day felt like a nightmare, just reliving it again and again, but still seeking to trust the Lord through the hard times, knowing that He is sovereign and faithful and in control. That night we went to the hospital, and we experienced just another miscarriage, another birthing of a baby that we weren't going to get to enjoy and get to know and get to hold alive.
This isn't a story of God's faithfulness because it seems like it will finally culminate with a healthy birth and baby. It's proof of His faithfulness because throughout this season of pregnancy and losses, He has proved over and over that He can be trusted. He proved it by providing us with the invaluable comfort of our local church. Each loss brought deeper pain, but each was matched with one of the Lord's most effective medicines, the body of Christ. The hospital visits, cards, meals, cleaning, prayers, sermons, and hugs were all displays of God's kindness in letting us know that He doesn't leave us to mourn alone. He ordains the trials of our lives so that our faith in Him as our good Father can grow deeper, so that He can show how our sufferings are meant to teach us that we are dependent on Him. I can say I'm privileged to see more clearly how His sovereignty over our lives isn't a faraway, impersonal governing of events, but an unfolding of an intricate, wise, meaningful plan that will work together for His glory and our good as His children.
Uh-oh. What's happening?
Attractions.
Hey guys, where are we going? The hospital, huh? Oh, and what's gonna happen?
Judson! Yay! Mommy's turn.
Well, Judson's not born yet, is he?
No.
It's only just begun, and it's really happening. That's exciting. Push, push, push. Here we go. One.
Woo! Awesome. Yeah. Doesn't he look like Owen? Owen, who is this? Not long after Judson was born, one of the nurses noticed that he wasn't breathing correctly. This eventually led to a diagnosis of respiratory distress, and he had to be transferred to the NICU at Willow Creek. For the next 9 days, we and our church prayed earnestly that God would mercifully spare him, and he did. And we are so thankful to the Lord that he helped the nurses and the doctors to know what was best to treat our little buddy. We are so thankful to you all for your prayers and your hard work in supporting our family and helping us to take care of Judson.
I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. He will not let your foot be moved. He who keeps you will not slumber. Behold, he who keeps Israel will neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is your keeper. The Lord is your shade on your right hand. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forevermore.